Hey, Michelle. Oh, hey, Sueanne. I gotta say, the conversation that I overheard between you and Frank last night was not what I expected, but I am glad you know now. I noticed that the timeline was off about that Marbles, the cat story that you told me about Barry and Howard's cat. So my curiosity could have killed the cat. Pun intended. I didn't think you actually caught on to that like you did. You know, you're a lot like me, because I also would have had to know. So I don't blame you for poor Frank. He fell for you acting like you knew, but you didn't. Bless him. He is so sweet, and he loves you so much. I'm sure you heard. Yeah, I love him too. Anyway, can I get a martini while we come up with this plan? Because I gotta know how he knows. Yes. So wait, you don't have a plan? I figured you would already have one by the time you got here. No, but I did spend hours today walking around that area looking for cameras in the trees. That was a good theory you had. And there were none that I could see. I even brought binoculars. Please tell me someone saw you. Someone did see me. They were walking their dog and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like looking up in the trees. I told them I was bird watching. They probably thought I was so crazy. Whatever, I really don't care. Something tells me that it wasn't because of cameras. That gets me thinking, wasn't he the one that said that it was illegal to listen in on conversations that you aren't a part of? Well, North Carolina is a one-party consent state. What does that mean? In order to use it for anything legal, you would have to have permission from at least one person who was involved in the conversation. So how are Ring cameras legal then? Like if I'm having a private conversation on the sidewalk, there's also an expectation of privacy, which protects you like when you're in your own home or on your own property or in your own car. But a sidewalk or a road is a public space, so there would be no expectation of privacy for that. Video and audio recordings are permissible in public spaces. If he actually does have cameras in the trees, I wonder who owns that property. Probably our neighborhood. So there would be no expectation of privacy in that case. Oh, but you said you saw no cameras, right? I didn't, and I looked. There are no cameras up there. Trust me, I believe you. Here you go. Thanks. So you think our theory was right about him being like a Dexter with PDF files? Maybe he knows because he was stalking that guy. I thought about that too, and that would explain why he never said anything. Yeah, because in that case, Frank would have taken someone out that he was planning on taking out himself. But wouldn't that guy's family be looking for him? You would think, but I've been checking and there are no missing persons reports for what that guy looked like. Do you not think that's strange? Yeah, I do. Hence also why I want to know what's going on here, but I really don't want to piss Karl with a K off. I don't know where to go from here. Well, if he does know about it, or even saw it happen, that does make him an accomplice, just like you. And like you, now. Exactly. So, a guy like Karl is gonna either straight up tell me, or he's gonna tell me to mind my own business. So maybe I could just flat out ask him. Oh, since you just found out, you could threaten to turn all of us in unless he tells you how he knows. Something tells me that Karl with a K would not take well to a threat like that. Maybe I can just tell him that I found out and I want his opinion. I like that plan. Well, how do I get him over here? You know he only comes around when there's like a purpose. So do I just text him and tell him that there's something I want to ask him about? Yeah, maybe you could say you need some advice that you think he could help you with if he doesn't mind. Perfect. Yes, I'm gonna text him. Oh, I can't wait to see what he says. I bet. He said, see you tomorrow at 6:15. I live for this. He might not tell us, but we'll see. She thinks she's going to listen in. I'm closing my garage tomorrow at 6:15.